Hey guys, if you haven't got the game, this is going to be a good video for you. I really advise changing the button taps to hold. It really makes for easier gameplay. If you want to skip the puzzles, even though I haven't skipped any of them. The only thing that I kept off was the QTE. What this does, the quick time events, you know, the ones where it tells you to press L2 or triangle or circle. It'll skip past that and automatically do it for you. So I leave that off so that I can be able to enjoy the game and allow that to happen. We're going to be going through the first part, which is actually quite fun, fighting against Kingpin. You got to make it up to him. It goes through a bit of a tutorial. I've watched a lot of gameplay on this part of it. I also played it a few times. So I'm just going to basically tell you guys that this game is not for real gamers. If you played more hardcore games such as Assassin's Creed and the Shadow of War, you know, the Ring Saga games, or even if you played a lot of Batman play, this game really is not for you. Only because if you played those games, the reversals are so smooth, and they normally are counters and not just evades. So you would press a triangle in Batman, and he would reverse a move and actually attack the enemy, and it can actually be chained to multiple attacks. Whereas in this Spider-Man game, his evade is just that. It's completely just an evade. You can chain it and into an attack, but you have to be so quick with getting things done. But there's ways to extend it to give you more time to be able to evade and things of that nature. But if you play those other games, it can be kind of annoying, especially nailing that move in the beginning. The best thing in this game, I will tell you, I would admit right now, the web swinging is completely and utterly awesome. It is like, some of you guys are going to remember this Spider-Man from a previous Spider-Man. You're going to remember some of the gameplay, some of the look. The graphics are okay. It's still cartoonish. However, you know, it was good enough to satisfy how I would want it to look. I wouldn't have mind better, but it was good enough. If you pre-ordered the game, if you did not pre-order the game and you're wondering about the people with that's wondering about the new Spider-Man suit, they're wondering that he wore from the Avengers movie, you can't even input the code to utilize that suit early in the game. And this is the beginning part. The game is just starting. You won't even be able to utilize that suit until you get to a certain level of rank. Here's the web swinger. It's completely awesome. You hold R2. The longer you hold it, the higher up he'll go until it's just beyond its reach. There's so much detach. It's just, I live in New York, so you'll see a lot of places such as the Iron District, Times Square. You know, the resemblance is great. The buildings, of course, some of the names couldn't be what they are, but it was really great. I don't just live in New York. I live in Manhattan. The wall running, you literally just go to a wall, and he will climb it on his own. Oh, wait, hold on. You go run to a wall with R2. He will climb it on his own. Slowly, you press R2, you actually run up the wall. If you get close to the top of the wall and you press X, he'll do a jump over move. It's really awesome. It's like nothing hinders you. It is awesome. He also has like a slow time thing where he can, you know, decide where he wants to point his web to do a little speed thing. It's really awesome. The best thing about this game is definitely the wall running, the swinging with the webs. It is completely and utterly awesome. It's like nothing can stop you from moving. You really feel like you get into the action with the web swinging. It's awesome. If there's no buildings around and you go to an area, he won't web swing unless he gets close to something like a tree. So you literally have to have something. You know, in previous Spider-Man games, you would see sometimes he's web swinging, and in your mind you're thinking, oh, what did he latch onto? And you know, really, there's nothing here. This is the Iron District. Oh man, this. I live in New York, so if you see this building in New York, this is an excellent replica of this area. It's called the Iron District because if you notice, this building is shaped like a iron, like one of iron, the old type irons that were like flat, all metal, used to put on the stove. The building is shaped like that. They did a very excellent job. The streets in New York looks like this. Maybe a little bit more crowded with cars, but you know, it looks like this. The buildings. I went to the Empire State Building in this game. It was very, very, very good. Just in case you guys are wondering, and this is why it's called the Iron District, because there's a few of these buildings in this area that's shaped like that. It was architecturally designed to look like that, and it's called the Iron District. So, just in case you guys are wondering. Not to mention, like, I used to work on 42nd Street, Times Square. So I used to be in Manhattan on a regular basis, and I live in Manhattan now. But I used to work on 42nd Street, so when they showed the areas of 42nd Street, they did a very, very, very good job of detailing the game. Just in case, I know some of you guys not from New York and you haven't been there, so you don't know. But they did a very, very good job if you wanted to see what New York looked like, the big buildings, the light. This is a very good rendition of it. Even the police cars look like that. The police uniforms, no, but the police cars. Back in the days, they were always called blue and white, but it was more blue and less white. Nowadays, the cars are more white and less blue. That move where you actually throw the web, and it's not a very easy move to do. You have to just take some time to learn it. Alright, if you see I'm being prompted to grab things, you can do that. The thing about that is, if they're faster than you, if they get a chance to land a hit before you do, you're just going to get hit. That's it. While you're grabbing it. If you don't get it to a distance where if you don't get it to where you get a chance to get that object that you grabbed in enough time, then you're just gonna get hit. And they will let you get hit often. Avoid these guys with the guns. You want to take them out first, and you want to use a lot of circle. Just move, because if not, you will get hit.
Spider-Man, what's your status?
Almost done here. You?
We're about to go in.
Be there soon. Can't wait to see Willie's face when you slap the cuffs on him.
Yeah, they give you a lot early in the game. Right now they give you a lot of combos and things of that nature. They also give you ability to heal yourself. It's based off of you being able to land a certain amount of combos. You just hit down on the D-pad. Very simple to do. They make it very difficult. Between almost every cutscene, you have 100% heal. Like once it goes to a different cutscene, he comes back 100% fully healed. If you look to the top right of the screen during the fight scenes, you will see about 5 boxes, I believe 5 or 6 boxes. That's how many web shoots he can do at one time. When they tell you to rapidly press R1 to shoot out, that fills up very quickly. However, it runs out just as quickly. So you know you only can shoot out what's in there. That's how you web guys up. You know, as the game progresses, you know, you level up, you're able to unlock more abilities. Of course, like in everything else, it becomes more fun. But this isn't the basic part of the game. It's a whole lot fun right now when the game starts off, just in case you guys are wondering, oh, he said it's not for everybody. It starts off really well, and then it turns into like every other game. And I'm going to explain to you why. I'm gonna explain to you why that's going to be a problem for people that are real seasoned gamers. If you notice, it's telling me increase your combo count to gain focus faster. Focus is utilized to be able to do a variety of things, such as heal yourself, have finishers.
Sorry to break it to you, but you do not got this, buddy. Thanks for the confidence boost, guys. I guess this is what they call a hostile workplace.
I will admit the fight scenes are very fun to play when you actually know what you're doing. In the beginning, it feels like button mashing, and even that part is fun. If you get too close to those guys, even if you evade, you still will get shot. So you're gonna, if you look to the top right, I'll show you what I mean by a heal. You simply just press down on the D-pad. He starts filling up his health, and that the amount of health is based on your kill counters that you've been getting. So if you get high kill counts in the 20s, you'll be able to see wasn't too high, but it was high enough where I got a really decent amount of help. And the reason why I think they did that, because they just expect Spider-Man is going to take a beating.
I think that's all of them.
They seem to just expect Spider-Man is going to take a beating.
They shut the elevators down.
And between every cutscene right here, back to 100% health, you get so many opportunities to be able to heal yourself. And I believe, I haven't made it very far in this game, I believe that they expect him to take a beating simply because he's going to be up against a lot of tough opponents. Okay, so like I remember the wall crawl, you can run up the wall. If you get close to where you're going to go, now here this is a vent, but you get close to where you go, you can press X, and it would allow you to be able to just pull yourself directly to that destination. Great graphics.
Okay, server room it is. Call from May. Better answer. Hi, Aunt May.
You don't have to answer it in these phone calls. They will do it for you.
Superhero movie. What's up?
I just wanted to make sure we're still on for dinner tomorrow night.
Totally. Listen, I gotta go.
You can take pictures. Which we won't get into right now, but you have to really be good at pressing triangle and square. Not like super great or anything. You just have to just remember that you got to press square right after triangle. If you think you're gonna have enough time, you're not. The finishers It depends on the angle of where you are. That's going to determine what finisher you're going to do, and what that's based off of your meter, of course.
Take a break. On to the
You
next
can
one.
actually angle that. If you miss that, it's a small window of opportunity on his counters. Like, I mean, on his reversals. Like, it's a very small one.
Gotta find that server room before there's no evidence left. If I go in this way, they'll destroy all the evidence.
R3, it does like a scan. You push in the right analog stick, it does like a scan, and that's going to be useful at every part of the game. If you ever get lost, don't know where to go, you hit that R3 button. It will point you and like give you like a clue of a direction of where you should go, or point you to an object that you should be interested in. This is a very fun thing to see right here with this takedown. You only get to do it that once this far in the beginning of the game. You can imagine you're going to do that some more later in the game.
Is this tech support? I forgot my password.
You have that time that's on the clock is how much time you actually have to do this mission. Ooh,
I thought the IQ guys were my last time.
you will go down. I went down on this all 3 times. I got to this exact point. The loading screen is not very long. Also, when you go down, you go right back to where you were
I forgot my password.
throughout the whole game.
Don't let him near the console.
They won't get that again. I just wanted to start this mission with full health.
I thought the IQ guys were my last job over here.
Because it's time, but I don't got time to be trying to fill my health up.
Gotta access that console before everything's gone. Let's see just how good their security is. Oh, you guys forgot the latest kernel patch.
I know I could talk less now because when you get to this part, we get close to Fist. The game, it's kind of like fun. This is all of the best parts of the game. I know I was like, who should buy it and who shouldn't, and then people are looking like, well, this looks good, but after you get past this Fist part, this Kingpin part, the game dulls dramatically. There's so much they want you to do, like just like Assassin's Creed and the other games that's like it, just like that. You know what I mean? It dulls like them, but it does it so dramatically. The fight scenes is nowhere near like this when you're going to get purse snatches and whoever else you gotta get. The fight scenes are so small and
Been a long, tough road, Fist. Almost sad to see it end. We'll get ready for the main event.
oh, we caught him. I'm about to do for you.
Yuri, an explosion just...
I saw it. This could have the whole place wired. I'm sitting in a bomb unit.
I'll make sure no one gets in their way.
Oh, still caught. I was too close.
Like the fireworks?
If you press circle and go to a wall, it'll automatically, like, they'll do a move off of it. That's something you'll learn later on.
Clear, move on! guys. I guess bombs are part of Willie's getaway plan.
You could also, in a lot of these cinematic screens, you could skip it. This is a short one, so. But the longer one, like such as the one with Fisk when he's in his office signing.
Everyone clear out! Evacuate the building! I'll find them.
Fire hurts. Always remember that. Fire hurts.
I'll lift you. When you're free, get out fast.
This is one of the reasons why I pushed to change it where you can hold the button rather than press square a million times to lift this up. You could just hold it. This is the reason why I put it for things like this. Parkour, you just hold R2. He runs where you want him to run to.
How we doing, Captain?
Could be better. Our choppers took a beating. We just had to ground our last one. If Fisk calls in a chopper, we have no one to stop it from landing.
And no one to chase him if he flies away.
Why do I get the feeling that's what he was planning all along?
Because he probably was. Damn. Yuri, get EMTs up here, fast!
We're trying.
These guys are dangerous.
That's enough out of you. More rockets? A little excessive, don't you think?
The good thing about the rockets is they, when they lock onto you, you can see that they're locked and avoid them.
What? Is it National Rocket Day or something? Gotcha.
Well, you can pretty much see the difference when you know what you're doing. It's different when you've done this a few times. The
Settle down.
whole what to do next just becomes like real fluid. But first time around, it's a very difficult game. Some of this gameplay is pretty awesome. This is the best part of the game so far to me. I haven't played the whole game. I have not finished it, but this part of the game so far, after having the game for 4 to 5 days, is the best part of the game. You do get to level up your gear, you level up your tech. You don't have access to a lot of that at this current time. But you can, like, you'll see here where it has skills. Like, for instance, you'll see here, this is the one I went for first, the Defender. You're going to notice the Defender has some of the best moves. Press circle just as your spider sense turns blue to counter enemies with a web shot to the face. Very, 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 very great move. You're going to love that move. You're going to enjoy doing these things, but it's not enough. As you rank these things up, it really is not enough, especially when you play the games like Batman, all of the Batmans in general, when you get to see how much you can rank it up. The only problem that I felt with Batman that I felt like this game had over Batman is in Batman, there's too many vehicles. Like when you're ranking up your vehicles, it becomes overpowering because you don't want to have to use your vehicles. You want to use Batman most of the time, right? So you get that in this film, but you get that also in Assassin's Creed, which, by the way, I am not a fan of. You get that a lot in Assassin's Creed. If you played any of the Shadows of Mordor series, if you played especially the Shadows of War, if you've played Shadows of War, I mean, I 100% the original story mode of Shadows of War. I'm still playing it. It is a very, very, very good game. I love it. if you played Shadows of War, you're gonna get bored with a lot of the fight scenes in this. You're gonna get bored with it very quickly, which is the reason why I feel that they should have added more to the game. They should have added something other than just the game. They should have added a versus mode where maybe you could fight against Lizard or whoever else you may have in the Spider-Man series. You know, you got Kingpin, Electro, Venom. Just to have a versus mode so that you give the players something else to do other than just playing the mode.
So you guys were in bed with Fisk all along? Oh no, I'll never get that image out of my head. So your plan didn't work. On to plan B, getting kicked in the face.
As you can see, when I start being quiet, things go a little different.
Good news is, we're Willie's last line of defense. I'm right outside his office.
Take him down, now.
With pleasure.
I'll get you guys up to Fisk. I won't go past the actual battle with him because I want to leave you guys with something to be able to discover on your own. You can watch other things. It's not very difficult to beat. It's going to take you a few times. The one thing I will tell you that he's very aggressive. He's very, very aggressive. But I'll take you past the security just to be able to get up to the battle with him. And I will show you what you will need to do in order to beat him. But there's a lot of great animation that you're going to see during the fight with him that I'd rather you guys get to enjoy on your first time around if you want to play. Maybe you'll watch it. I think it's too much of a spoiler for everyone who's not getting the game. So I'd rather you go ahead and see that on your own if you decide you want to get the game. This is not a very difficult scene. If you don't know what to do, it can seem very difficult, but once you know what to do, you'll be able to do it with relative ease. Basically, you're avoiding those. You're webbing these, and then you're taking it out, and then you're just throwing it. It's going to go to where it's supposed to go when you throw it anyway. These things shoot about 2 times before you can web them. And that's just pretty much it. It really is just that simple. It becomes very difficult when you don't know what to do. As I said, I'm gonna cut the share play. I don't really want you guys. I will give you this part. The very first time I played that, I missed that throw. You want to web him up, and if you're not good with the, if you're not good with the triangle square part, just walk up to him and hit him. Do not try to hit him more than 4 times. He hits. It's not that his hits takes like a super amount of health, but the way they take you out of the game physically, he can land a few of them at one time. He can land a few of them at one time. Just so you know, this is not a real match I will have with him. You can also do other things, such as throw things at him. You're not going to be able to, oops, I didn't want you guys to see stuff like that. So, it's a very fun fight. It gets harder. And the game starts fun. And if you're thinking about getting this game, I want to say that this is the best part of the game for a very long period of time. after the fist fight, you pretty much have a humongous map that you're gonna have to just go light up towers that will allow you to be able to find crime around the city. Essentially, what that is to help you with is to be able to locate material to build Spider-Man suits, the various Spider-Man suits. Is you're gonna have to gain material to build the various Spider-Man suits, and during the course of that, you will be able to level up and be able to increase Spider-Man's abilities. But that's it. That's it. It is going to have a story mode, of course, ending. It's going to be 100% completion mode. There's also a $25 bonus mode to add to the game. Very decent. But that's it. I'm going to tell you, it is very funny to me that originally my biggest concern with new age games were that they weren't like the game of old, where you can just play and have an ending. If I'm 40 years old, there was a time when everything you play, you was playing to end the game. Mega Man, Zelda, and then when interaction with the people came a big thing with the internet. Every game they have the campaign mode, but the focus of gameplay was online play. This is not the game that you want to take back to the days of old. Not Spider-Man. There's right now Marvel is a hit. There's so much people want to fight. People want to be able to utilize Spider-Man's talent. They want to not just be able to use Spider-Man. They want to utilize the talents of other characters in the game. Overall gameplay, like I said, the swinging part of the game is the best part of the game. After that, the rest of the game pales in comparison to some of the better hand-to-hand combat games that's out there. Even the moves, you've seen the moves. Sometimes the moves can look wow, but it's very far in between.